it is with great pleasure that I introduce our new head of school, Laura Fuller. I had a preview of Laura's remarks for tonight, and I'm continually impressed and warmed with her insights as an administrator, an educator, and as a parent. Laura Fuller.
The real reason Carolyn had a preview of my remarks is that I've been in the situation where I'm following somebody and I listen to their speech and I think, that's terrific. That's exactly what I was going to say. And there's no more feeling of panic than knowing that you now have to wing it because you don't want to say the same thing again. As I was preparing my remarks for tonight, I couldn't help thinking back, and I was thinking back 19 years and 17 years, and then finally 10 years ago. And that was the first time that my 3 children started school. And of all of the childhood memories that are ingrained in my mind, I think the beginning of school for each of them has to be absolutely the most profound. It was a significant time. It was an opening to a new chapter in their lives. And also, I had these mixed emotions because my babies were going off away from me. And they were going out of my sight to a place that I thought we could trust. But now let's be realistic. Nobody could do this. My most irrational moments undoubtedly came with my first child. I remember having these wildly varying emotions as we prepared for this trip to school. I was so excited to have him off on this new journey, and I was looking forward to observing him as he grew academically, socially, and emotionally. But also, I was thinking the most irrational thoughts imaginable. Should I call ahead to discuss with this teacher the fact that she now has the most unbelievable opportunity? She is the first adult to deal with this child, to have this treasure, who has only been dealing with family members and being guided by family members before. Does she really understand the gravity of the task ahead of her? So I do remember the significance of those first days and the excitement of each and every subsequent year. And I also remember how very, very important it was for each of my children to experience different teachers, different personalities and styles. And as they worked their way through grade school, I remember being surprised at how really, really important these other adults became in their lives. How well I remember the first time each of them corrected me on some topic I was going off about. Something like this. Well, actually, Mrs. Thompson says. Or, well, I don't think so, Mom. Mrs. Wells told us. And as a parent, you don't know whether to be shocked at the fact that your child is disagreeing with you and actually taking the word of another adult, or be so very, very proud that not only had Mrs. Thompson said something that apparently was quite wise, but obviously my child had not only heard it, but he had learned it, and he was repeating it to me, and he was doing that in a pretty clear and persuasive way. So why am I bearing my soul to you at this early point in our relationship? Why would I expose this sort of relative lunacy of my early parenting years? It's because I want you to understand that I understand. I have said so many times that the very best professional development I ever had was raising my 3 children. Well, almost. The youngest one is really still a work in progress. Sometimes I think the 24-year-old is still a work in progress. And I know that you intensely love your children. And I know how important their well-being is to you. And how hard you work to protect them while realizing the importance of allowing your children to learn from other adults. To live and to grow in their social and their emotional development, and how important being in this school is to allowing your son or daughter to have the opportunities you've dreamed of, literally, from the time they were born. A big part of my job is getting to know people so that I can help them when they need it. And this means the faculty, certainly, you as parents, the administrators, but especially your children. I spent the summer meeting with as many people as I could at USM. I called it USM 101. And I asked them to tell me why they were here. Tell me what was special about USM. And I can tell you this much. What I learned is that you are providing a very special gift for your children. I've been an educator for 20 years, over 20 years, and I have never been at a school quite like this. The one word that keeps coming to my mind when I think about those meetings and what I heard is passion. There is so much passion here. Passion for the school, passion for the students, and this amazing passion for excellence. The faculty at USM do not just care about teaching the curriculum. They care about how children learn. The faculty is absolutely passionate about helping children to thrive as individuals while also providing this experience for them to live together in the community. And they model for them what it means to be a part of this community. So as a parent and an educator and the new head of this school, what do I want for your children? I want your children to experience opportunity. And I want them to have the opportunity to be their own personal best. And that is a complicated task. First and foremost, we want them to achieve academically. This has been, and it needs to continue to be, the #1 priority of this school. Statistically, the results at USM are outstanding. This school does not only rank as the very best in the state of Wisconsin, but it ranks as one of the very best schools nationally. Last year's advanced placement results were just one example of the success of the USM students. Each and every step of the way, they are in preparation for this culminating experience. This is the advanced placement program is an experience that is taken, classes that are taken by students across the nation, only the very best and brightest students. Across the nation, think about this. Last year, these students, these very bright students who sat for AP exams, had what we call a qualifying rate or a passing rate of about 58%. 58% of the time they scored 3, 4s, or 5s on the AP exam. This was being touted across the nation's media. It was really excellent. Imagine what it feels like to be at a school that has a 96% qualifying rate on the AP exams. It kind of gives me goosebumps. This does not happen in 1 year. This happens beginning when they're this big and in a curriculum that is designed for them to be experiencing different disciplines in developmentally appropriate ways as they are stretched to reach their own personal best. So I'm also passionate about students being offered the opportunity to continue in the liberal arts. I think they need to experience and appreciate history and literature and languages and the fine arts. And we also know how important it is for all of the U.S. students to experience the beauty of science and mathematics, to be challenged to think independently, and yet we want them to learn how to work collaboratively. We know they need to practice analytical and creative thinking and problem solving. We know they need to develop digital acuity, quantitative and scientific literacy. We know they need to be more global in their thinking while developing valuable life skills such as adaptability, initiative, and risk-taking. And finally, we know that they need to embrace the importance of moral and ethical decision-making. And I believe that children need to grow outside of the classroom also. I am devoted to building the best athletic and arts programs that allow our USM students to excel in those areas to their very personal best. I have a strong desire for winning teams. I think healthy, strong, athletic kids are great citizens. And I think that they need to be able to explore and perform both visually and in the performing arts. Quite simply, I just want these children to have opportunity to excel, and I know that's what you want also. And I believe that you know, as I do, that opportunity exists here at USM. And as the new head of the school, I am unmistakably aware of the fact that I am not starting a new school. I am not developing new programs from scratch. Rather, I am inheriting a very special and passionate place where students are provided the opportunity to excel and where they absolutely do just that. So while celebrating and respecting what we have, I'm also committed to continuing this mission, to continuously look for ways to distinguish USM, as, again, not only the very best educational experience in Milwaukee, but as one of the preeminent schools across the nation. My motivation has always been aligned with good to great mentality. Well, I think at USM we are really very, very good. But I'm convinced that we can be great. And then there are your children. What a really special gift they are. I've had the opportunity to walk through the classrooms all the way from the pre-K up through the seniors through the last week and it is just an astounding experience. I find myself absolutely drawn to the little ones. They are remarkable, they are warm, they are excited, they are full of intellectual energy, and that's what makes the difference. And as I listened and observed in this really, really special place, it struck me, you teachers have won the jackpot. And for that, I want to thank all of you for sharing your precious possessions with us. And hopefully, as we go through their lower school, middle school, and upper school years, we will work together as a team. And the airport is a long way away. Have a great evening. Thank you.